A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. Well, once again, this is your Christian brother, Eric, your little Christian brother, or your big Christian brother, Eric Braxton's speaking to you. But whether I'm little or big, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, at the end of the night, I'm your Christian brother, Eric Braxton, speaking to all of you all. From my native land, Trinidad and Tobago, the land of my nativity, the land of my birth, Trinidad and Tobago, this wonderful island country that is in the blue Caribbean Sea, in the month of September 2020. Brothers and sisters, I was watching the atheist show, as I always do, with all my atheist brothers and sisters on the atheist show in Dallas, Texas, and all over the world. And I was listening to my dear brother, Matt Donald, and the new lad that have just come on the show recently, um, Scott Clifford. I hear you as an actor, you yak in some film. Okay, the point is, hear what he said. He said that, no, well, starting with Matt Donald is saying that God will have to answer to he, because there's a lot of things God have made clear to mankind in the scriptures, and he find that God should make these things clear to mankind, and he is holding God at, he want to hold God, to put God at task to say that if God do appear to him, or that when finally he see God, according to he, if God really exists, then there's a lot of questions he will put forth before God, and God will have to answer these questions to him. Matt Dundonty trying to say that he will judge God, and trying to say in essence that with the impression he's given that God is doing a lot of wrong things by not explaining a lot of things to mankind. But I want to know, let him know that there are many things God have to say unto us, but according to the Bible, we cannot bear it now. Remember, Christ's holy disciples have many things to say unto you, but you cannot bear it now. Well, these things that God will not reveal to mankind now, when the time comes, he will reveal it to the human family in his timing, because he always right on time. And we cannot hold God and fall to that and say God is wrong to reveal these things before the appropriate time comes. Keep in mind, he's in charge of us. We are not in charge of God. He wants to have it the way around, and he will not get that way. No one will not get that way. Not even the angels will have get that way, because God is in charge of the angels that he created, and none of the angels is in charge of God. So at the end of the day, I am happy to report to you all, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that the angels is in the same boat, just as mankind in the same boat. None of the angels is in charge of God, and no man is in charge of God. And my little friends, all the animals, they're not in charge of God, no way. So it's see, so that everybody is in the same boat. Everything that God created is in the same boat. He is in charge of everything that he created. And it will remain that way forevermore. And no angels and no man will change that. And of course, my little friends, they will not change that either. That's the way it will be. And we have to recognize that upfront. Well, I have recognized that long time. That's why I'm sharing that fact truth with you. So, Martha Dalti, you will not be judging God in the day of judgment. Neither you, Scott Clifford. And you are not moral and God, more right than God, my dear friend. I want you to know that. 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 You is an atheist and you do not believe in God. So Psalms 14 is singing over both all ahead. A fool in his heart say there is no God. You see, this video will be a short video, but before I come to the end of this video, I just want to say that all of you all in the atheist show, in the day of judgment, if you all go down that road and all die in all the atheist way of life, in the day of judgment, when all stand before God, all will become automatically believers, knowing that God exists. And at that time, none of you all will be judging God. So I want to remind you all, Madanandalti, Tracy Harris and Eric Murphy, I will call all the rest, but that we put all the rest on the ATA show, and Scott Clifford, God will be judging mankind, including you. And no man will be judging God at the day of judgment. No one will not change that. You all will recognize that in due time. If all don't recognize it now, but I hope you all recognize it now by listening me what I'm saying in this video, so you all will don't have to wait in the judgment to recognize that facts. Because that's a long way off when you all could recognize it now, early o'clock before that time comes. Having said so, I just want to leave one example with you all, brothers and sisters. And this example, it might sound silly, but it's a fact. And we are seeing it each day of our lives. The sun is rising in the east and setting in the west. And then rising in the east again and setting in the west, one pattern. It has been going on so for thousands of years since God have created. Now, if no intelligent being did not design the sun, how come the sun is not rising in the west and setting in the north? And rising in the south and setting in the west? Rising in the west and setting in the south? No, it's east and west, east and west. It means that it was designed that way to do that by an intelligent mind and intelligent being. That is the proof that God exists. So creation is the proof that God exists. But you all, none of you all on the ATA show is taking all the time to sit down and see, you know, something is wrong. Look, the Japanese company now produce a car. But with all the technology that went to build that car and the wisdom and knowledge that built the car, look, the person buy the car and it malfunctioned in 6 months. But this sun that is rising from the east, it never malfunctioning. So it tells us that that the same way how intelligent beings create the car, intelligently designed but in malfunctioning, it had to have an intelligent being that created the sun that rising in the east and setting in the west, and it's not malfunctioning, but it's not rising in the sun in the west and setting in the north. One pattern. But you all not thinking way. You see, God wants us to think that way. And I am thinking that way. So when you think that way and come to that understanding, you will say, yes, that being that created that sun, he have designed it to do that. And a person who designed the sun to do that and function that way is an intelligent being. And that person is God. So God is using his creation. And by we looking at his creation, we will have the knowledge that is he created. And it is intelligent, designed by he, and he has set it in a certain way to function. And that will give us the implication that God exists. So the sun is the proof that God exists. Yes, and the sun did not create itself. Because according to the Big Bang Theory, things come into existence by itself without an intelligent mind. Now how something could come into existence by itself, and a person did bring it about. But the thing that brings itself into existence without an intelligent mind behind it, set itself to function in one specific example, rising in east, setting in the west, rising east and setting in the west. That cannot happen, brothers and sisters. And how the sun is not out and down. For one day the sun get black, no light, and then after it brighten back and come in. No, the sun is always shining and all the time. A Big Bang cannot bring about that. For it to function that way, it's an intelligent person, an intelligent mind. So all these things show that God exists. Are you catching the example I'm teaching you all? Are you understanding it? And all this is the pointers God is showing us that he exists. And you know everything that I'm saying, all the angels understand that, you know. But all believe all the bottom, all the angels understand what I say is true. Because they see when God created the physical universe in the book of Job, when all the sons of God, the stars of God shout for joy, like when God bring the physical universe into existence. Because the first thing God created was a spirit creation, all the angels. They know what I say, and deep down in the heart, they know what I say. But they will influence you all to reject what I say and say, hey, Greg, start talking stupidness. I just you won't theory. We going with what the scientists say, men of academia alone, men say evolution. And we got what I see. But at the end of the day, deep down their heart, they know what this little Christian boy teaching you all is true, you know. Not the like holy angel, I'm talking about the fallen angels. And therefore they will use you all to cuss me up on the show and call me all kind of thing. Yeah, I am a false prophet. It will influence you all to say that to me. Oh, Eric Braxton is talking also, he's talking a lot of garbage. Oh, look what this dumb ass is saying, because one of them tell me that in the comment, I'm a dumb ass. But I wanted to let him to know this ass is not dumb. This ass is brain. Brain out the truth. Loud and clear, like no donkey brain and everybody hearing it. That's what this little Christian boy is doing. Yeah. Yeah, so I not no damn ass in Jerusalem or dumb dog in Jerusalem. If I is any ass, I is the biggest ass in Trinidad and Tobago, bring out the truth for one and all to hear. Yes, yes, I want to be that ass. I want to be that ass. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to be that donkey to proud the truth loud and clear for one and all to hear. All and sundry, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but all over the world through the international community, all over the world in the public domain. Yes, I want to hear them hear my brain, brothers and sisters. But that fellow I will deal with him personally when I respond to these comments. Yes, brothers and sisters. hmm But I just choose to mention it here slightly. But I will deal that matter at that time. At that time, brothers and sisters. So why the matter adultery? That's the proof that God exists. But I will throw a little more light on that in other videos to come. But for now, Clifford, Scott Clifford and Matt Donaldalty, I just want to remind you in the day of judgment that all the questions you all have for God to answer, He will answer it all to you. He will respond to all of the questions appropriately, and He will give you all the right response. And when He have given you all the right response in the day of judgment, you all will not find cannot find no fault with it. Yes, because it's God all dealing with it. At that time, you all will see that you all are not clever than He. At that time, you all will recognize that you all are not no more wiser or intelligent than He. At that time, if you all do not buckle up and recognize that now. hmm hmm At that time, you all will recognize all that facts. And He will be sitting on the throne during the judgment. During the judgment, and you all will be standing before Him. And I do not want to get you all get any funny feelings or think that you all could flex all your muscles at God at that time, Jesus Christ. That you all could walk up to Him and put handcuff on Him uh, and throw Him off of the throne. Yeah, and you go and sit down on God's throne and put Jesus Christ there, and I will and say, I will judge you. Yeah, that will not happen. Not done adult. You will not even to do that to He, Jesus Christ. And Clifford and all of you all in the ATA show, and speaking in general now, any man everywhere, anywhere who think he could do that in the day of judgment, kick out of the throne and sit on the throne and tell God, well, I judging you now. Because a lot of things that you should not do, you should not do it. The suffering that you allow in the world, you should not allow it. Yeah, and all these things. And judge God. None of you all will get away with that, because none of you all will be able to carry out that in the day of judgment. God will remain on His throne, and you all will be standing before He, and He will be judging He. On the contrary, none of you all will be judging God. It will remain that way, and no man will not change that. Yeah, I want all you to know that. I want all of you all to know that. Yes, all it, not even the angels could kick out God at each throne. Yes, any angels that think he can kick out of the throne, he will also learn that lesson too. I want you to know that. And keep in mind, the angels are higher than men, you know. They are supernatural beings, you know. And you all think that you all could do that the angels can do. You all will learn that lesson the hard way too. Yes, and I know a lot of human beings is thinking that way. But keep in mind, in the day of judgment, only one person will be standing before Jesus Christ. Not your mother, not your father. It's you alone will be standing. You alone. Yeah, so any of you all planning a day of judgment, all go meet up Tom and Harry and Dick and Tom, and all form all the gangs, all have unity, and all planning that God will judge all as a group. So when all reach before the throne of Jesus Christ, in spite Michael and Gabriel is there at the side, you all still want to go up to Jesus Christ and hold Him and put handcuff on Him and put Him out of the throne. And the leader, the gang, will sit on the throne and judge Jesus Christ now and try to arrest the archangels Michael and Gabriel and put them down there where Jesus Christ is. Well, that will not happen. So any human beings planning to do that, all your plan will fail miserably. None of you all will be able to carry it out. And the brightest of the men upon this earth, with all the highest academic achievement of academia, none of you all will be able to carry out that too. So this is a warning for all mankind, everywhere, included Braxton is in that too. No man will kick out God out of his throne and tell God, you should do things this way. We didn't like how you create the world. We didn't like how mankind go through suffering. You should have explained certain things before mankind. Look, you take too long to explain certain things. And we don't like that. We was upset with that. Yeah, I'm trying to find fault with God. Yeah, and now you want to judge me? With all the suffering and pain we went through. And but you are there happy and nice on the throne, watching the suffering and taking here. Yeah, we are like that. I want to hold grudge against God and all these things. I want to kick and try to put him out of the throne. I want to sit and judge him. Yes, and put handcuff on him. I want to arrest the archangels Michael and Gabriel. Yeah, well, that will not happen. So any of you all planning that, God is watching. He's understanding what you all saying, and he only laughing at all you from up there. Yeah, don't believe it, don't laugh. The Psalms, the second Psalm, you'll see where God is laughing at all your petty ideas that all only thinking on your mind, but cannot be carried out at no time. Yes, he will teach you all of that lesson. So you better wake up to what Eric Braxton is saying. This is alarm bells in all your heart, mind, and soul. All you recognize that, all you been able to do that to God. And a matter of fact, none of you all cannot even do that to the archangels Michael or Gabriel. That is standing before the eyes at the throne of God. But all you think all you could do that to Jesus Christ. Yeah, all you think all you could go up and arrest the archangel Michael. That's his wings alone. He will flap his wings and pelt all you 100 miles away. Yes. You think his wings can do that? Yeah, not even the seraphim could do that and all. When all you want to, this is just an example, but the principle behind it. Yeah, I think all the five all will stand before the judgment seat and do like what Jesus Christ is telling you. Watching Michael and Gabriel, and they want to go up and arrest Gabriel. Well, all of make any attempt, that is, he will just flap his wings. That's a little slight movement of the wings, and he will pelt all the way from here to San Fernando. 100 miles away, he will pitch all the way. Like to show how powerfully. And he ain't moving hand on. That's his wings. That's a little thing of his wings. It's supernaturally he'll pelt all that. Like how powerful he is, these angels. Much less for Jesus Christ God. So I just use an example to show you the foolishness all you're thinking or planning right now. If any of you planning that and think all you will get away with it, all your new nonsensical foolishness you all are on. If all you're thinking that way, yeah, but let's talk about Gabriel, Michael. He's the warrior angel. He's the one that fought against Lucifer in the book of Revelation. He don't even have to flap the whole wings. There's a little movement of the wings and you'll pelt all the 1,000 miles away. Yeah, yeah. See how powerful he is? All you better believe what this little Christian boy, Eric Braxton, are teaching you all and postulating to you all, you know. Uh-huh, uh-huh. So none of you all will not be putting any handcuff on the archangels Gabriel or Michael or any of the like holy angels, much as on God himself. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So all the little petty plan that all the planning, any group of you all on this earth, and think you all will get away with that in the day of judgment when all you stand before God. You all only fooling all yourself in the end of the day. I Eric Braxton is saying that to mankind. Yes, all only fooling all yourself at the end of the day. You will not get away with that. I could assure you all that. And all the questions you all have forgot to answer, all the questions you put before God, Matt and Adalty, and Scott Clifford, God will answer all of them appropriately. And I want to assure each and every one of you that all the answers God will give to you will be right and appropriately, and you all cannot find no fault with it. So at the end of the day, you all will be wrong, and God will remain eternal right. At the end of the day, all of you all will be wrong, and God will remain eternal right. Because God have all the answers to correct all of you all. Yes, You all will recognize that fact. If all you don't recognize it now, early o'clock, and want to wait that long period in the day of judgment, well, then you all will recognize it at that time. So be it. As simple as that. So be it. If that's the road you all tend to go down, that stubborn road of rebelliousness, that stubborn road of arrogancy, that stubborn road of stupidity and ridiculousness on all the part, on all the atheist part. If that's the road all they tend to go down, well, so be it. It's simple as that. Although I don't want all to go down that road, neither God wants you all to go down the road, because actually that's a road, the broad road of destruction. But if you all choose to go down that road, that's the reality that you all will face. And that's the reality about it. And therefore I am here to record these videos to point out these truths and these facts to you all. That if you all renounce atheism and reject atheism and humble yourself and return back to the Bible and accept the Bible as the words of God and accept what God is saying, if you all don't understand what God says, wait until the time comes, He will explain it. Don't try to be bigger or wiser than God or find fault with God. Look, for years I've been reading the Bible. What I don't understand, I leave it there. The time will come when I will understand it. Or if the next Christians have the understanding of that, because all Christians is not on the same level, then I will get the understanding from from that pastor or that teacher, because God has revealed it to him. It's simple as that. So he saw how it work. So how it work. That's why we learn from one another. It's simple. But all these things you all doesn't understand. Well, you all will say, here, this little Christian boy, Eric Braxton, go again. You know, he only forced this Christianity and Bible down our throat. And more that we criticize the Bible, more we teach the doctrines of atheism, more this boy is recording videos and putting it on YouTube to try to convince us in the atheist community that we are wrong and that he is right. Well, both of us cannot be right. One has to be wrong and one has to be right. I am right and all of you all is wrong. But I know on the contrary, you always say that you all are right and I is wrong. That's the reality about it too, brothers and sisters. So that's the fact of the matter, brothers and sisters. So you see, brothers and sisters, why I am saying this. But in case, before I have given you all a belly full in this short video. I've given you all enough meat to chew on. So in conclusion, before I come to the end of this video, can you all remember the example that I have given with the sun? The sun is rising, it's setting in the west, it is not malfunctioning. And how come the sun is only giving out 12 sunlight? If the sun make itself, now well, nothing cannot come from nothing. Everything had to come from someone, and that someone is God. Now, if the sun created itself according to the Big Bang theory, how can and there was that intelligence behind it, how come the sun could give itself and structure itself to shine only 12 hours of sunlight? Because it's only 12 hours of sunlight we get from the sun. It's not 15 hours of sunlight or 20 hours of sunlight. None of you all haven't questioned that. But yet still you all are saying it's not an intelligent being behind that. You see, it's an intelligent being had to design that to function 12 hours a day. They give 12 hours sunlight, and then you get that 12 hours sunlight. That is the proof that God exists. And then again, how come darkness is only given 12 sunlight? How come we have day and night? How come the sun is not only shining right through? So all you're saying that darkness creates itself too and structure itself to give 12 hours of sun darkness? No, it's an intelligent being do that. And we see that in the book of Genesis, where God created the sun, He created the darkness. And He divided to give 12 hours of light, 12 hours of darkness. You see, an intelligent being. Nothing cannot design it, create itself, and then structure itself to do that, as the Big Bang theory. That is false. It has no sense in that. It's an intelligent being have to do that. And that is the proof again that God exists. But none of you all are reading the book of Genesis to see what God have done. But all they see in there is a Big Bang. a big bang. Yeah, the sun created itself. But yet still this thing, a ball of matter, structure itself to give 12 sunlight. And he's not giving out 15 hours of sunlight, but 12 sunlight for thousands of years. And rising east and setting the west. A structure thing, but no intelligent being having designed it that way. Can't you see you all fooling all yourself? But look, the Japanese, with all the intelligent mechanics and the intelligent technician in the company. Now, look, the Japanese company have produced a top vehicle, a top vehicle, a top vehicle, and they have put it out in the market. But look, the person have buy that vehicle, and in 6 months' time, the engine have overheated and they have shut down. But unintelligent people make the vehicle, and look, it have shut down. And only vehicles intelligently designed, right? But look, this, but you all are saying, but the sun, but you all are saying the sun is not intelligently designed. But even self, you all say the sun is intelligently designed. You all saying there's no intelligent designers a being that created. But yet the sun haven't shut down, haven't malfunctioned. But you will accept the car is shutting down. And yet still they take intelligent people design the car, but they take intelligent people to fix the car, the mechanics and them. But but the sun haven't shut down. And nobody is not fixing the sun. Because it's not no mechanic to fix the sun, and there's no maintenance crew going and fix the sun, so that if part of the sun is not working, they will fix the sun so you'll get back full in working a full 100%. Can you all find the mechanics that God have a standby to fix the moon if it's shut down, or if part of it is working? Can you all find that for me? The answer is no. So the sun shining 24 hours day and night. I mean 24 hours right through. Because when half of the world has sun, I mean when half of the world have sunlight, the other world have darkness. So when we have darkness, the other parts of the world are the sun. So it's shining right through. But it's not malfunctioning. And it no technician set aside to fix the sun if it anything go wrong with that. But it that technician set aside to fix the car. To fix the car, or the mechanics and them are waiting. So anything happen with the car, they will fix it. Oh, but that are taking place with the sun. Can you all recognize something there? And that's what God said in Isaiah. Look up and look at all these things I've created. Not one of them haven't failed. And that is true. None of them are failing. But the best of the best things that you all are producing on the earth is failing. Look, the best TV have come on stream. And people have buy this TV. And 6 months time they start to give problem, and they send it to the technician for you to fix it. Is that happening to the sun? The question is no. Is that happening to the moon? The question is no. Is that happening to the stars? The question is no. Mm-hmm. I tend to ring these alarm bells in all your ears, so you all will think and recognize that all these things give us the indication that God exists and God is real. God is